Hello.
Hi,
So
Shelley.
good to be back.
It's lovely to be back. We're just chuckling because we've had a few tech errors.
We have.
So that's why we're like, oh, we're here again.
We're here again. But it's all sorted.
It's all good. So how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Really pleased to be back with you.
Yeah.
Talking about more important topics.
Indeed. So and today we're going to talk about helping your kids with social media and their kind of well-being, resilience, mental health.
Yeah.
Big topic for parents.
Big topic. And a really difficult topic
So
for many.
difficult.
Yeah.
I just think for parents it's so hard to navigate, even if you're someone that uses social media yourself, helping your kids navigate it, whatever age they're at, and kids getting younger and younger using it.
Yeah.
I think it's just a really difficult thing
It
to
is.
do.
And there's no rule book. We don't know what's right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We can feel pressure, can't we, about when to give them social media, when to give them a phone, comparing to what other kids have got.
Yeah.
What other people think they
huge.
should have, shouldn't have.
Have you got the latest phone?
Yeah.
Have you downloaded this new thing?
Yeah.
Oh, a nightmare. Yeah, it's a real nightmare. And I think it's difficult enough for the kids to navigate it, but there's an added layer when you're a parent because you don't know whether they're safe, whether they're not safe, what they're accessing. You just can't have eyes on their phone all the time.
No. And you have to be realistic about it. You know, you could go down the path of, I'm going to check your phone every day. I'm going to check your settings. I'm going to check what you viewed. But actually, ultimately, you want to build a trusted relationship, don't you? That way you can hopefully have open conversations about any worries, anything that you've noticed, anything that they've noticed or they've witnessed that they want to ask you about.
Yeah.
So you want to try and get a balance, but it's difficult to navigate.
Yeah, and I think the thing about having conversations is probably the key thing about it all. But it's quite tricky having conversations if your kids haven't necessarily developed those skills to have conversations yet, and yet they've got access to anything they want online.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share this book, which is really useful, waving it at the camera. So if you're listening, you won't have that. But I will put the link to it in the notes. And it's called The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. And it's basically about how children's brains are essentially being rewired and how difficult it is for them to cope with that, particularly around social media and access to phones and everything like that. So I'm only started it recently. It's already got a couple of tabs of bits that I really like. And one of the bits that I thought would be really useful to share is that he has this idea that if you've got like a 10-year-old, 8-year-old, let's say, who it has suddenly been told that they can go to Mars. We don't know how going to Mars is going to affect their well-being, affect their growth, affect their development, but they are allowed to go to Mars, and actually they don't even need your permission as a parent to go to Mars. They just need to tick the right box or put in the right birth date to show that they are old enough to go to Mars. And as if you were told that as a parent, you'd go, they're not going.
How scary would that be?
Not in a million years.
No way.
No way. But what Jonathan says in his book is that essentially that's what we're doing to our kids.
Yeah.
We are allowing them with their phones, with social media, we're allowing them to go and live on Mars with no understanding really of how it's going to affect them.
Yeah. And no understanding of the impact.
Yeah.
And no preparation or toolkit for them to be able to navigate what's on Mars.
Yes.
Or what situations they face on Mars.
Yeah.
People they face on Mars.
Yeah, you don't know who you're going to meet.
No.
You don't know what they're going to be like. You don't even know if you're going to like it.
Yeah.
But you are going to be on there. And it's terrifying. And if that was an actual real case thing, as a parent, there's absolutely no way you would let your child do that.
No.
But we hand them phones and we essentially say, go and live on Mars. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Hope you're all right.
Yeah.
And if you're not all right, you probably won't feel able to tell us anyway.
Exactly. They probably don't feel comfortable to talk to us, but
Yeah.
also who do they find those answers from? They're going to go to the other people on Mars. They're going to have more searches, aren't they? Be looking at different social platforms to try and work out the answer, or to try and work out what should I do in this situation? How do I have this conversation?
Yeah. So it's a really tricky thing. And like I say, even if you're on social media yourself, you are an adult.
Yeah.
And it's still hard.
Yeah, it's
as
still
an
hard.
adult to deal with it all.
Exactly. Even as an adult, you might have things pop up and you think, oh my goodness, why is that popping up there? I'd not even searched for anything. You know, the algorithms of picking up all sorts of things. And that's, you know, even as an adult, that can feel very confusing. So to kids, and, you know, if they haven't got anyone to say, oh, this came up, what does this mean? Or what should I do about this? Or how do I stop this from popping up?
Yeah. And I think one of the things that happens a lot, I know you were saying kind of off mic about the comparison thing, and also has this person answered my message or my liked this post, or
that's such a big thing. It's like this validation, isn't it? And we know, like, as a human being, one of the human needs is to feel a sense of belonging, sense of purpose, sense of connection. But if you don't necessarily have that in the real world, you're going to seek that out through the social world. And if you post something, if you share a picture, you know, you're going to be thinking about how many people have liked it, how many comments you've got. And then next time, if you don't get as many likes or comments, where does that leave you?
Yeah, why haven't they?
Exactly. What's going on? Did they not like me? Was I not good enough? And all of those things. But seeking that acceptance is a massive thing, and comparison is huge.
Yeah, a huge thing.
Yeah.
And like I say, we have it as adults. So how kids navigate that world, it's terrifying for them, really. And yet we see it as a norm now.
Yeah.
We see it's totally normalised that kids will be on social media.
Yeah. And we have to adapt, don't we? We have to adapt to the normal.
Of course.
We're not going to stay, you know, in the old days where we didn't have phones and we didn't have social media, because there are positives to it.
Absolutely.
And actually it can lead on to finding out lots of interesting things and connections, but we just need to have that balance, don't we? We need it to feel safe.
Yeah. And I think one of the difficulties is some of the confidence issues that it will come up with social media. I think there's all sorts of studies out there, and we know that it doesn't help with anxiety. We know it doesn't help with depression. We know it doesn't help with that kind of body image stuff that a lot of kids.
I mean, that's alone.
And that seems to be getting younger and younger as well.
Yeah.
So, and like we say, we don't want to say all social media is bad. It certainly leads to creativity.
Yeah.
All the dances that you can record doing, and you can use it in a really positive way. But it's, as parents, how do you know that your kid's actually okay?
Yeah. And I think it's that reminder to them and to ourselves that actually what you're seeing is not real life.
Yes.
Because for every picture you see on the grid, there's a whole other world behind it, or somebody taking that photo, or a conversation that's happened before or after.
Yes.
And that kind of concept of Instagram versus reality, or, you know, that is a big thing.
Yeah.
The way people sit, the ways people's body posture is. And there's a lot of celebrities out there who are, you know, showing that things like that aren't real. But for kids, they can see that and think, well, that's what I need to look like. That's what I aspire to be. And for us working with kids and families, one of the things that I notice a huge increase in is kids wanting to earn lots of money and having this drive to have the best fancy car, and that they need to have, you know, their own business by this amount of, you know, by this age. And realistically, that's not a real expectation. And also the pressure that they're feeling at such a young age, you know, even primary, early secondary, and thinking, be a child, be a kid, be a young person.
Yeah. I remember once actually being in, I won't say which shop it was, but it was a posh one. And I was just like window shopping, obviously. But there was this young child. I can't remember how old she was. Looking at her, she was probably older, looked older than she was. And she was doing she must have been some sort of influencer. And she was doing some social media recording. But she looked so unhappy. She was doing the takes And then between the takes, she just looked like, I thought, God, she probably just wants to go and just chill out for a bit. But there was a pressure there. And I think, like you say, it doesn't give a very realistic expectation of life.
No.
So the more that people can kind of challenge that, the better. It needs to be a bit more of a balance, really. And I think we're getting there. I think there's been a bit of a tidal shift to people being a bit more realistic. But yeah, we know that it's not always great for kids to have access to social media. And, I always think about that, the kind of bullying element of it. I think when I grew up many, many years ago.
In the old days.
In the olden days. We could come home from school and that was it. We were done for the day. I didn't, I might have played out a bit, but there wasn't that constant bombardment of messages and having to keep up with messages and have I messaged that person and I can't leave this without replying to that thing or liking that thing. There just wasn't that pressure.
There wasn't. You'd come home from school, shut the door, get your snack, watch telly, and that'd be it.
Yes.
And now you can't really get away from it. It's 24/7.
Yeah.
And for those kids who are experiencing bullying or unkind comments and people being, mean, that doesn't end when they get home.
No.
Because it's like 24/7 access, isn't it?
So how do you then kind of tackle that as a parent? What is it that you do?
Yeah, and that's the question, isn't it? What, you're in that situation thinking, I want to support my child, I want to help them, I don't know what to do. You can be going to the school, talking to other kids' families, but actually just trying to be there, just trying to be present as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I know we've said this before as parents, sometimes we will be on our phones, we'll be scrolling, we'll be sitting there, in the zone, and actually miss those cues sometimes of our kids wanting to talk to us.
Yes.
And I know I've had it where my kids said, Mum, can you just put your phone down a minute? I'm saying, I might not be on social media, I might be doing something for work, but you're like, oh yeah, we all need that reminder just to pause, just to be present.
Yeah, put your phone down.
Put your phone down. And like meal times are such a good time to just kind of, was your day? What happened today that was good? Any difficult, this person, this happened, that was funny. That's a great time. And just to have those boundaries where you can say, right, phone's down at the table.
Yeah.
If we're watching a film, let's put your phone down, let's turn it on silent just for that time. Just to have that connection where they can come back off Mars, they can be safe with us, have that experience, and then, go back to that and hopefully be feeling like they've got that safe space to ask questions if they're confused.
Yeah. I went for a cheeky Nando's with the kids,
Nice.
as you do. I love a cheeky Nando's.
Oh, me too.
And I could see there was a family there. Obviously, I don't know what was going on for the family. We never know what's going on for other people. But they were all there. The parents, they were on their phones. Kids were on, one was on a tablet, the other one was on their phone. And I was a bit like, oh, man, this is a chance. Yeah. There's a real missed opportunity there. Put your phones down. Yeah. Just have a chat.
Yeah, and like you say, you don't know what situations are there for different people, but one of those things that you see all the time, the device kind of becomes a babysitter as well. Yeah. I've known when you've got a family with young children, to get them to sit at a table in a restaurant, it can be challenging. It can be really hard, and to give them an iPad or a phone, you can probably make that a bit more easier for yourself because they're sitting down and they're a bit quieter. But again, you want them to grow up knowing that they can talk to you.
Yeah, and when we're talking about
that experience.
Yeah, and that's the thing for connection. So one of the things that I think the book points out is that we've not allowed kids to develop that sense of connection with each other in the real world before they then go into the virtual world. So having that like chat at dinner times or over a cheeky Nando's or whatever, that shows them how to be a social being. And like you're saying about, we have those clues about conversations, how to have conversations, what to kind of read each other's emotions that are written across our faces. We have to be able to develop that skill. You're only really going to develop that in real life.
In real life,
someone
with real people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it, like with COVID, the impact of the pandemic, that's something kids haven't necessarily had, especially young kids. They haven't had those experiences where they've been with other kids. They've learnt those social you know, the brain development and the social skills that they need of sharing and reading people's faces and knowing how to navigate difficult conversations. And that's massive.
Yeah.
That's a massive gap.
Yeah. And there's, you know, in all the kind of teacher support that I sometimes do, that comes up a lot.
Oh, so much,
particularly for
schools.
young kids, that they're kind of, unfortunately, are behind developmentally in terms of that social interaction.
Yeah.
So if you layer up that kind of COVID impact with more social media, it's no wonder that kids are finding it so hard to then, how do I even sit and have a conversation with someone? It's a different world.
It is. And when we were saying before about validation and acceptance and things like that, you know, if you've got a parent who's sat around the table interested in your day, it's a nice feeling, isn't it? If somebody asks you, what did you do? Did you like that? Did you have fun? Are you worried about anything? Because people are showing an interest. And if you don't have that in real life, you're still going to seek it. You're still going to seek that. So where are you going to go? You're probably going to go to social media.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really difficult thing as a parent to navigate. But it is, we keep going back to that human connection, keep going back to having those conversations to try and build that safe space.
Yeah,
where they can talk about these things.
Yeah, and talking of kind of safe spaces where they can talk about these things, we kind of do need to mention the huge drama that was Adolescence.
Absolutely. I mean,
what a brilliant program that was.
Groundbreaking was that.
Yeah. If anything, if it's just prompted conversations,
huge conversations,
even this conversation, but conversations out there, I just think it's it's been really useful to society to be able to have that conversation with your kid. What have you seen it? What do you think about it? And I just think there was so much in there that showed the divide. That a lot of parents, you know, I certainly don't understand all the stuff that goes on. I'm certainly not sat here as some expert in that.
And we don't, do we? That's the thing. The kids know what they see. The kids know what's in their world. And that can be different for each person as well.
Yeah.
But that programme was just amazing because it just opened up those conversations. Yes, for some of those topics around the conversations could be quite scary. You know, parents thinking, oh my goodness, I need to ask questions now about these emojis and what's happening. And are you? But that's good. You know, it's okay to say, oh, I've watched this. I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit scared. You know, what do you think about it?
Yeah.
It's okay to say that, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think that's a really good place to start from, going, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think as parents, talking to your kids around social media or their use of phones on whatever they're using it for, is to start with that thing of, I'm a bit worried about this and I don't know how to approach it and I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
It's all right to start from a place of not knowing.
Of course it is. It's okay to say, I might be overreacting. It might be my worry, but I just want to check. Have you come across this? What do you think about this? That's okay.
Yeah.
You know,
I love that as a phrase. It might be me overreacting. I can just imagine the kids going, yeah, it is you.
Yes, it's you.
It's you. You're overreacting.
Yeah. You don't need to worry about that. We're fine. But at least then, for your own peace of mind, for your own reassurance, you can think, well, I've checked it out. And actually opening conversations about other things that programme brought up around, you know, seeking validation again, getting likes. Does somebody like you? Do they not like you?
Yes.
That want to be liked.
That was huge, wasn't it?
Massive, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a huge part of that. And like having that conversation with your kids around, well, what's it like then? If you've put a post out and no one likes it, how do you deal with it?
Yeah.
And it's okay, again, to share, well, when that happened to me, no one, you know, how many times do you try and put together a nice social media post and it's like, nothing.
Yeah, you like put a lot of heart and soul into that. Yeah, but that's it. You know, for kids, for young people, for teenagers, you know, they might be doing their videos, getting the song right, you know, getting their outfit right. They've probably got about 50 videos on their phone where they've tried to get, and they think, right, which one shall I use? I'm going to go for that one. And you get lots of likes and it validates you. You feel that sense of, oh, that was good. But if you don't, where does that take you to? It's that difficult place of, oh, well, what does that say about me? Am I not good enough? Am I not pretty enough?
Yeah. And it can really play into those fears that young people might have about fitting in.
Yeah.
And wanting that sense of community. We are social beings. We do want to feel connected.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting that connection somewhere, like you're saying, you will seek it out.
Yeah, you will seek it out, and it's not necessarily the right connections that you're going to find yourself in.
Yeah.
So it is trying to stay connected with the real people as much as possible, but still, you know, having those connections where it feels safe and, you know, like you say, there could be some things are fun, they're of your interest. It connects you with people who like the same things, but we also just need to stay present as much as possible, don't we?
Yeah. I think actually I was recalling, I think you and I first met online.
Yes.
I think it was back in the Twitter days.
It was
connected online. But actually, for me, the best thing was meeting in person.
Yeah.
It's always been that in person when you connected with someone.
That's such a great feeling, isn't it? When you've met someone online through one of those kind of platforms, and then you meet the person in real life. And, oh, you've got legs. You're a real person.
And but of course, there's such caution around that, isn't there? Because there's lots of people out there who aren't who they say they are online.
And you've got to
and
be
how
so
do
careful.
you know? You know, only because I checked you out. Obviously.
Yeah, check out my location, check out people that know me.
Yeah, but that was different because it was like more of a professional thing. But it still shows you that not all social media is bad.
No.
But it's just what you do about it.
It is. It's about that balance, isn't it? And the safety, and just checking it out, and just making sure you're in the social world online, but you're also back in the real world socially.
Yeah. Don't stay on Mars.
No.
Come back to Earth.
Yeah.
Meet people in real life. Connect with your family. Connect with those. You know, learn to have those conversations with your kids.
Yeah.
Even if it feels a bit awkward.
Yeah. Have them while you're washing up or you're driving or...
Yeah, driving, right? I mean, God, I don't know about you, but I've had such great conversations with my kids about all sorts when I've been sat next to them in the car.
Or even when you're kind of starting to watch a programme together and you might pause it, have a little bit of a conversation about you've watched, put it on again, pause it again. You know, it feels less scary, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It feels less daunting.
So it's just practice. And I think there's a whole thing, particularly for you and I, in trying to help parents support and understand your kids' mental health. There's a whole thing around we understand it's not through a lack of will.
No.
It's sometimes through the lack of skill.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be clumsy.
Yeah, and it's okay to not know what skills to use or not have any skills.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing.
No.
It's not an easy thing.
It's
But
really
we know
difficult.
it's quite scary for parents. But, you know, most of us are all just trying to do the best we can with the skills we've got. So, I suppose anything else to add about social media? Anything we want to wrap up with?
Well, I think it just goes back to that Mars kind of vision of being that kind of port in the storm, being that person to go, I'm here. I'm here for you. You might not be ready yet, but when you are, I'm here. Yeah,
and when your kid comes up to you and wants to talk to you about something, put your phone down.
Yeah, and that's a good reminder, you know, even for us, you know, put your phone down, try and be present. Because it's busy, isn't it, life? You're probably trying to juggle 5 things at once. So just going, right, they're trying to... And even if that behaviour's coming out in a bit of an argument or they're, you know, being a bit snappy, you know, it's like, what's really going on? Yeah. You know, and sometimes, again, as adults, we need to think, okay, well, actually, it's not that, it's this. Yeah. I'm just going to pause, just going to take a minute and just going to be back in the real world.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. So put your phone down.
Yeah.
Let's get a brew.
And come off Mars and have a nice cup of tea.
See you soon.
See you soon.